aesthetics and structural stability. Beyond architecture, he's also the founder and director of Bezalel Design Academy, a design-led institution that simplifies creative education, branding, and graphic design solutions. So through Bezalel, he helps brands blend storytelling, strategy, and visual excellence to achieve high impact results. Guided by innovation, research, and purpose, he conceptual design and digital proficiency into every project, whether transforming spaces or leading both creative campaigns. So let's put us together as welcome our speakers with skills into income. Please let's welcome our speaker. Welcome. I'm sure we want to make more money. So if you want to make more money, let me see us welcome our speaker. Thank you very much, Mr. Anu.
Good evening. I hope you can hear me. So, thank you so much. This is I want to say big thank you to everybody in the house. Thank you so much. All right, so tonight we'll be talking about how to make more money or probably how to even start at all. But since I'm home, so I will not be speaking too much grammar. I will also a couple of lessons. I hope that's permitted.
Of course. Right. Yes, please. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. So first, I'll be sharing my screen shortly. All right, so just before that, I want to share a couple of stories. So just before that, I want to share a couple of stories, and that's just to introduce us to what we'll be discussing today. For everybody, earning is just, we have to get to know how to, because I mean, if we don't earn, so how do we survive? And for us to survive, we have to earn. But then we are in different phases of life. They are the survival phase, and for some others, they grown past the survival state. They are the professional. So, here's the story I want to share with us. I have a friend who, around 2017 thereabouts, uh, she was in school, and while she was in school, different things just for survival. At some point, she sold popcorn. Some other time, she sold female underwears. You know, different things just for survival. But then later on, she moved on and she didn't have to sell those things again. Another story I want to share is my personal story. Around 2014, 2015, uh, I bought a printer. I was in my OND then printer, and I leveraged on relationship, interacted with my class rep. Oh, how about I start photocopying for the department? I mean, all the lesson notes and all of that. I can provide them in photocopy. So he gave me that privilege. Every lesson note, I would be the one to photocopy them and all of that. I did that for survival, but I don't have to do it again. Also, another back in the days when my wife was still in school, BSc, she didn't have a printer, but then she has someone that has a printer. So she leveraged on that relationship, interact with her colleagues in school. Oh, you want to print your project? I can print it for you at a cheaper rate. She gets it and goes to the person that owns the printer. They have their own arrangements. She prints for them, and then she ends. But what the key lesson here is that we must know when to move on. We must know when to move on. So you must know when you're at the survival stage and when you need to scale. Being at the survival stage is one of the key things we'll talk about today. So I've shared that story just to prep our mind and to let us know it's okay to experience survival stage. And if there's anybody there today, it's okay to be in that stage, but you don't have to be there forever. So let's go straight into what we'll have today. Practical ways to earn from what you know. Identify your skills. So that's the first thing. What can you offer? If we x-ray you, if we share, okay, there's an opportunity, do you know which opportunity to even go for? Do you know what you can do? To what extent are you aware of your own ability? We can go around each day, oh, thank God for life, we'll go for Owambe, go for different things. We know the color, the person we met at the party, we know the color of the person's dress. We probably would even remember some sins, but do we really come down to pay attention to ourselves to know what our abilities are? What is your strength? This does not have to do with discipline. I mean, what you learn in school. So what can you do apart from your discipline? What can you do? If we remove architecture from my CV, what again can I do? Have I sat down to evaluate, to introspect about my abilities? There are different things that going to school or learning a trade had blessed us with. Take for instance, as an architect, critical thinking is a skill. I can monetize it. Research alone is a skill. All of these are plus that came from academic experience. So I can monetize this. What can you sell? What can you sell? What do you enjoy doing? If you introspect, you will be able to find out what you enjoy doing, what you don't enjoy doing. And then you will be able to sell what you enjoy doing. So let's move on quickly to knowing the season you are in. This will buttress my story. Are you at the survival stage or you are at the professional level? Now, this is Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And if you look at the base of the pyramid, we would see psychological needs. And psychological needs include the need for food, the need for shelter. Says at the very least, we don't want to be hungry, lonely, exhausted, freezing. So the psychological needs are basic human needs. So if you are still looking for money to put on the table, to get food, money to buy clothes and all of that, that means that's a season, but then you're at the base of the pyramid. And anybody who's at the base of the pyramid cannot really do so much. You cannot invest, you cannot do purpose because purpose is expensive. If I would say follow your passion, but passion cannot bring food to the table. We must have heard that before. So someone who is at the base of this hierarchy table, of this pyramid, cannot do so much. So know the season you are in. If the season you are in is the survival season, then you may want to follow the examples in the story I mentioned earlier, where someone had to sell popcorn, at another instance had to sell female underwears, I had to do photocopy in school. You know, different stories, different seasons of life. So know the season you are in. Don't compete with anybody else. Probably the person you are competing with is already at level 4, self-esteem. The person is no longer thinking about what to eat, what to drink, what to wear. The person is no longer thinking about security. Is not thinking about shelter. But there you are still thinking about shelter and you want to charge the same amount as the person thinking about shelter. That would be very unfair because the comparison is not parallel. All right. So I said, do all you can to leave the bottom of the pyramid. Do all you can to leave the bottom of the pyramid. We can relate this stage or this season to also people who also they are just at the survival stage, money to eat, money to get shelter, money for, you know, when you're at the survival stage, there's pressure. You're looking for the next opportunity, you're looking for the next job, and that will not allow for purpose. It will not give room to scale. You cannot operate as a professional where you can define your processes and say, okay, this is how I do my things. If you are ready to work with me, fine. If you are not, then you may have to go. Someone who is hustling or who is at the base of the pyramid will be looking for the next opportunity. After this client, you are looking for the next client. After this is client, you are looking for another. So do all you can. And part of all you can to leave the bottom of the pyramid is you must save. From the little income, save so that you are not pressured to take the next job. Sometimes you need to rest. Sometimes you need more time to build. Sometimes you need time for your community, for your family. So if you're an hustler, you are just looking for the next opportunity, and you realize that at the end of the day, no God, no fulfillment, no family, and there's even no money. So save, invest, do all you can to leave the bottom of the pyramid. Another thing that is important to do to leave the bottom of the pyramid is to decide that I'm not an hustler. I'm into this business as a professional, and that is who I am. I remember long ago when we started Bezalel Design Academy, I used to tell my team members, I said, this is not enroll for graphic design and earn 1 million in a week. That's not us. We are not hustler. We are defined. We know who we are, and we are an institution. So if you look at everything we do, how we teach our students, the kind of posts we put out there, you will realize that we are doing things like a proper institution will do. If we have not been able to define who we are, we probably would have been running certain campaigns like earn 6 million in 3 days, become a master in 2 days. All of those things are not real. Okay, so you need to know who you are, what you want to do, what you want to make out of this particular skill. Is it a skill for survival, or is it a skill you want to build? Do you really want to build upon this skill? If yes, then you need to instill that consciousness in yourself, in your team members, and it must reflect in all your process. So 6 ways to monetize your skill. We've discussed how to need the skill to monetize. So then, how do you monetize these skills? We have 7. The first thing is locate your audience. Locate your audience. Who do you want to sell to? If you're a graphic designer, who do you want to sell to? If you're into content writing, who do you want to sell to? If you're an architect, irrespective of the profession, irrespective of the niche, there's an audience for you, and you need to know them. You need to be able to identify them. So when you know them, when you know where they are, then you go there. I said locate your audience and go there. Where are they? What do they do? What do they look like? Where do they sit? Where do they gather? Then you go there. If you don't go to your audience, then you will not be able to serve them. If you can't serve them, then you will not make money. It's 2 ways. Is either you go and meet them, or you position such that they come to you, or your path meets. So you have to know your audience, you have to locate them, and you have to go and meet them there. There are certain audience that are on LinkedIn. Some others are on Instagram. If you want to sell earrings and you are posting earrings on LinkedIn, trust me, you will not sell, because LinkedIn is not for your earrings. If you want to sell a book and you can't even write properly to sell the book, nobody will buy the book from you. So these 2 examples tells us that there is where your audience are, and also what to do. There's a kind of life every particular audience, every particular niche category, there's a kind of life they live. You will not see a doctor dress anyhow. So if you are going to a doctor to sell crazy gin, you will know already that that's a wrong audience. Maybe Gen Z doctors now, anyway, maybe. But ideally, you will not see a doctor wear a crazy jean. Let people know what you do. So this is a question: how many people in your community, in your environment, in your church knows what you do? How many people can you boast about that? They know I sell cake. If they are looking for who to bake, I'm certain that they will call me. How many people know what you do? To what extent do they know what you do? And okay, so they know what you do. Do they know how well you can do it? So you need to pitch yourself. You are your own evangelist. Don't wait for anybody to tell your story. Don't wait for anybody to pitch for you. And the third point is to optimize your process. Now you are serving your audience already. People are already recommending you, but that process should not be the same for the past 2, 3, 4, 5 years that you've been servicing this audience. You need to optimize. So you look at your process every now and then and look for which one to optimize. How can I make this process better? Take for instance onboarding. How can I onboard my clients better? I'm a graphic designer. I'm an architect. When someone reaches out to me, how do they reach out to me? And after their first message, how do we continue that communication? If I'm going to deliver their branding project, how do I deliver to them? Do I just send PNG picture logo to them on WhatsApp and I send like 250 files and they start downloading one by one? And if by a chance the WhatsApp crash or anything, you have to send them. So you need to look at your process one after the other and optimize your process. Then decide what to sell. Remember, we started with what can you do? What can you sell? What do you have to offer? So decide what you want to offer. Decide what you offer. And also is show your work. This is complementary to letting people know what you do. But beyond that, a plus here is, take for instance, you are in an organization and you did a particular thing, something very good, something very profound, and the boss comes around like, oh, who did this? But very humble, young, easygoing guy. You're just quiet. You've lost it, because at that point you should be able to raise your hand and say, oh, I did this alongside other team members. I did this with the help of the resources provided. So humility is not hiding your gift. Humility is not hiding the success that happened through you. You should be able to honor yourself that, okay, I did this. Let the world know what you've achieved. Thanks to the social media now, thanks to technology, you can put something out and someone who you do not know from Adam and who your path may never cross would see it and will recommend you to another person. So put the spotlight on yourself. Don't wait for anybody to put the spotlight on you. It is not out of place to do that. And the next point here is to draw a line between hobby and business. I'm guilty of this, and every time I keep checkmating myself on this. Draw a line between hobby and business. Because you find it easy to do does not mean you should not charge well for it. Because it comes to you naturally does not mean you should not monetize it. I remember one of my chats with Mr. Yola some time ago, and then he said nothing is free. That even our salvation, someone paid for it. Jesus had to pay for the salvation with his own life. And our education is not free. Our parents paid for it. Some of us even paid for it. So because you find something easy does not mean you should now offer it out as a Father Christmas. You should be able to monetize the service you offer. So draw a line between hobby and business. How easy it is for you to do something should be how high it is that you charge. How easy it is for you to do a particular thing should be how high you charge, because it comes to you easy because of experience, because of expertise. So don't disregard your experience. Don't disregard everything that made up for that expertise just because you can do it in a second. And the last point is, don't be quick to leave career-related groups. Every now and then, people share opportunities on WhatsApp groups, on Telegrams, on social media. So don't be quick to leave career-related groups. Yes, someone may offend you, but to what end? If you leave, does it haunt the person? Does it do anything to that person? Yes, every now and then they are just chatting, memories throwback. Enjoy the moment. If it does not please you, just mark as read and wait for the next one. So don't leave groups just because a particular discussion does not align with your interests. By the virtue of certain opportunities, I've shared job vacancies on WhatsApp group. I've shared so many opportunities on that. And if anybody at all is not in this group, they will not get the job. So don't be quick to leave career-related group chats. Sometimes it's even a small message that you'll get. It will keep you posted. It will update you on the current trend. So don't be quick to leave career-related groups. So how well should we charge, and how do we go about it? This is a personal model I would love to share with us. And this model comes from experience and from elders sharing their wisdom with me. So the first thing is you need to practice calling big numbers. Someone said that she call big numbers. She just really has big numbers. Okay, if someone come now for flyer, it's 3 million naira. You just keep rehearsing big numbers so that when you have to call those big numbers, it will not be too heavy in your mouth. You cannot receive. If you've not been open to receiving millions, it cannot enter your account. If million is not your possibility, if receiving billions is not your possibility, you cannot get it. So you have to practice calling big numbers. Practice calling big numbers. And the second point here is examine the value you offer. Examine the value you offer. How well do you offer the service? If you offer a particular service very well, then you should be able to charge for that same value very, very well. My take is that value should be commensurate to the charge. You don't charge 5,000 naira and your value is worth 1 naira. That's very unfair to your clients, right? So you don't want to be graduate. You don't want to be a fraud. To be a fraudster, rather. You don't want to be a fraudster. So examine the value you offer. You will know when the amount you are charging is fair. You will know when it is not fair. So examine the value you offer. And the third point is examine and optimize your process. I mentioned this earlier. So you have to look inward every now and then. How do I onboard my clients? How do I deliver my service? How do I keep the communication channel? So you need to look at this process every now and then and charge accordingly. So you have to optimize the process. If it has been crude process, you have to leverage technology to do it better. And as you're doing it better, there's an additional cost that you're incurring. As you're incurring those costs, you also increase your charge so that you can accommodate that well. Then we have know where your professional value lies and nail it. Know where your professional value lies and nail it. As a fashion designer, your value is not in sewing nice clothes per se. Your value is in how the client feels when he wears that clothes. Yes, the clothes being nice is what makes it fit well, but the person's emotion is really what you are selling, is what you are sewing. As you see people wear clothes, they will raise their shoulder. And sometimes you see people wear clothes, they are so timid. So the confidence that comes with wearing clothes is part of what you are selling as a fashion designer. As an architect, what you are selling is not the number of pages of drawing. Yes, it's good, it's impressive, but the first thing you are selling is the conceptualization. Nobody can conceptualize like you do. That you see a duplex even before putting a pen on paper. The conceptualization, the comfort, the functionality. So that's what you are selling. So know where your value, where it really lies. What is your professional value? It's not in the quantity. So you need to know the professional value. As a graphic designer, what is your value? What's the value of your service? The value of your service is not in the color, is not in the imagery and all of that. The value of your service, the value of your service is in the message you are helping the client communicate. Probably the client wants to sell. So if the client wants to sell a particular thing and you've helped the client to sell, so that's your value. That's the value that you bring to the table. Document your operational costs. You need to know how much it costs you to run a particular service. So know how much it costs you to run a particular service. If you are using a website, what's the cost in a year? And how do you divide the cost on all the clients that you onboard in that particular year? If you are using premium subscriptions, maybe where you download images or what have you, so you need to know the costs, and you need to make your charge to fit properly to the operational costs. So I said charge higher if you do the following. If you are registered, either with Corporate Affairs Commission or with your professional body, then you should charge higher. If you're a registered architect, if you are still charging the normal rate someone who is not registered will charge, then you are not being fair, because it costs an harm to be registered. If you are a registered nurse, if you are a registered doctor, chartered accountant, you should not charge the same amount as everybody else. If your business is registered, you know you'll be paying tax. So you shouldn't charge the normal, you should charge higher. Mind you, all of these higher should be commensurate to the value you offer. If you offer convenience service, you should charge higher. Take for instance, the normal online learning system is that you join a group or you join a live session, and then if you miss the live session, it is gone and gone forever. But now we have access to replay, we have access to learning management system. All of those things, they are convenience services. So if you offer convenience service, then you should charge higher. We at Bezalel Design Academy, we cannot charge the same amount that someone who is still teaching on WhatsApp is charging. That would be an insult on us after all the investments. That people can now register just as if they are enrolled for open distance learning in our universities. That's the class of what we bring to the table. So it will be an insult if you are charging the same amount as someone who is posting learn graphic design in 3 days and earn 1 million. We cannot, in fact, we should not charge the same way. And the third point, if you are married, charge higher. This may be a little funny, but it is true. Okay, let me just give an instance. Let me use myself as an example. Before I got married, I used to work very, very, very well. Like every now and then I'm working, because to me, I even use it to cure boredom. So when I'm working, I'm not bored. I mean, I have to get something doing. But now there are different things calling my attention, different things I have to attend to, right? But then all these things that are calling my attention, they still need finance to make it good. To make it, they still need finance. So if I cannot work more in quantity, then I need to work more in quality. I need to deliver higher and also charge higher. So if you are married, you should charge higher, except if you are not bothered about time, about family time. If you want to spend time with family, spend time with God, then you should charge higher. If you use industry standard tools, you should charge higher. If you are experienced, you should charge higher. I've mentioned earlier that experience does not come from a platter of gold. Experience is built up. Experience comes from several failures that you've learned from, and now you now leverage those failing experiences as an expert. So if you do all of these things, you should charge higher. Please, are we still together? I would like to get feedback. Or I'm the only one in the house. Are we still together?
Yes, sir, we are here. We are together.
All right, thank you. So you as a service provider, if you would make money, if you would charge higher, if you would charge well, if you will not be looking for the next opportunity, I mean, looking for the next job every now and then, if you will not be an hustler, then these points are something you should pay attention to. First, do not let anyone despise you. Do not let anyone despise you, and don't be the anyone. You know, uh, you will give some people accolades, and they'll be like, ah, what? Eh, ah, I don't know. What is it that I've done? Is it that good? So they are not even despising you. You see that you are despising yourself. You design something very fantastic, and to you, you're like, what is it that I've done? Something that 1,000 other people can do it better than me. Even someone in basic school can do it. Don't despise yourself. If you've done it and you did it well, celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself. So those things get into our head. It infiltrates into our head. And before you know, for someone who keeps despising him or herself, you start to lose confidence. If you despise yourself, you lose confidence, you do not have courage to call numbers. In fact, already once client come, you are afraid, you are scared. This project, how is it going to go? Hope I will not fail on this project. That's because you've been despising yourself. So don't let anybody despise you, and don't be the anyone. You yourself do not despise yourself. Branding and online presence. I've said it before that you need to decide if you're an hustler or a professional. Are you still at the survival stage, or you are finding your way out of the survival stage? If you are finding your way out of the survival stage, then you need to pay attention to branding. You need to pay attention to your online presence. Do you use yellow today and tomorrow we are seeing black? Maybe not black and we are seeing pink. Then next tomorrow you use a cursive font. We can't identify you with a particular element online. Then there's problem. That's one. And two, what do people feel about your service? If we mention ASCO Academy today, what will people remember? What will they say? If we mention, or if a student says, oh, I learned from Bezalel Design Academy, what's going to be the summary of Bezalel Design Academy? You say, those people, now money they like, or they know they teach well. What's going to be the feedback? So you need to pay attention to that. What do people feel about your brand? What do they say in the room when you are not there? You also need to build an online presence. The third point here for a service provider is you need to take the lead. Don't hand over power to your clients. Don't hand over power to your clients. Take the lead. We are probably wondering, what does this mean? What it means is when a client reaches out to you after onboarding the client, don't wait for the client to tell you duration. Let them know your process. Or don't say, oh, the client said he wants it tomorrow, and you start crashing your head, crashing your process, crashing everything to try to fit into tomorrow. What you should do is to inform the client about your process. And all of these things, you can only do it if you are not at the survival stage. If you are hungry, you cannot reject jobs because of process. If you are hungry, you cannot reject job because it does not fit into your particular timeline. Sometimes we would even get some offers that are good, but maybe you have some projects ongoing at the moment. So you may want to ask that the client please delay the incoming project while you complete the one you have at the moment. So take the lead, lead your client. This project is going to take 3 days. This project is going to take 2 weeks, but all along we'll keep you communicated, break the process into milestone. After 3 working days, I will deliver this to you. So the client is not the one reaching out to say, how far pẹ̀lú now? So what's the progress with this project? When will it be ready? You state the timeline very clearly so the client knows what to expect and at what time. So don't hand over power to your clients. Lead them. You are the professional. You should lead them from the start to the completion of the project. Also, master communication skill and choose the best medium. You need to know how to communicate in writing and oral. For writing, choose the best medium. Is it going to be on WhatsApp? Is it going to be via email? You need to choose the best medium. Be professional. Don't be an hustler. An hustler does not have process. You come, we jump on it, we go. So don't be an hustler. Be a professional. And I must say that these things are important to build as mindset. Even while you're at the base of the pyramid, you need to know that, be convinced, let it form strongly in you that, oh, I'm a professional, I'm not an hustler. I may be at the base of the pyramid today, but I will not be there forever. I'm going higher. I'm climbing the ladder. So that is very important. Decide who you are. I told us at the start that right from the very first year, even before we clocked a year, I've been saying it to my team members. Bezalel is not anyhow, is not the regular enroll today, be master in 7 days, earn 10 million. But that we're a proper institution. So this helped us from the very first year, even till today. We are still growing, we are still doing well in that line. So let it sink in right from start that no, I'm not an hustler. A baker who is hustling will just be do things without care. You don't care how people feel, you don't care about your delivery system, just do things very carelessly. If you are a professional, you will know that, oh, everything matters. But for hustlers, they don't care. Nothing matters. Whether they use hand to mix or they use they mix behind the toilet, they don't care. As professionals, you have to be very, very keen on attention to detail. You have to pay strong attention to detail. So here are key takeaways. Do not despise little beginning. That's incomplete. It's an error. Do not despise little beginning. If you are starting today, yes, it's a seed, but ensure that the seed is growing with honor. Honor yourself, honor your business, honor your effort. Do not despise little beginning. And also do not allow anyone to despise your little beginning. Mind you, not everybody will agree with your vision right from scratch. Not everybody will agree with your vision right from scratch. Some will be convinced with the result. I remember the first edition of Turning Addiction into a Career we had. Some people were looking at us like, oh, what's wrong with these people? I remember comments like, are they going to master this skill in a day? But we're both to tell them it's not about mastering the skill, it's about seizing their interest. That's our concern. Doing, know how well you want to do it, and focus on it. That should be your concern. Leave the noise behind you. Your result will convince them. Let your results do the convincing. Invest in your process. I've said that before. Offer value for money. The amount you are demanding should be commensurate to the value you are delivering. The amount you are demanding should commensurate value you are demanding. If you are demanding a premium value, or rather, if you are offering a premium value and you are charging basic, you are doing a great disservice to yourself. And if you are demanding premium charge and your service is poor, then you are a fraudster. So you need to ensure that your charge is fair. You will know when it is fair, except if your conscience is long gone. Aha. So you will know when the amount you are charging is fair. You will know when it is commensurate to the value. And there's no apex, there's no climax to the value. So you have to keep building, keep increasing, keep optimizing your process to increase the value. It's iterative. It's like an engineering process. You have to overhaul, you have to oil it to avoid friction and all of that. So that's what you have to do. Nobody owe you support. Nobody owe you support. Dear startups, dear business owners, nobody owe you support. Family members do not owe you support. Breaking news. They do not owe you support. So thank the people that support you. Be grateful to them. You send flyer, they repost, thank them. Or did you buy data for them? Did you buy the phone? Nobody owe you support. So we must do things with gratitude. Not that this one, since the day I've been asking her to post, she don't even post that I'm selling bracelets. What have you done to that person to deserve that he or she posts your business? This life is a journey, everybody is on their lane. So those who leave their lane to attend to you, you need to be grateful. You need to act responsible. Please let this sink in. Nobody owe you support. This will do two things. It will help you appreciate those that are supporting you. And two, it will let you know that you are the owner of your vision. And you should run it as if you are the only one in that race. Those who support you, appreciate them. It's not out of place to be supported. But primarily, you must know that nobody owe you support. So you don't go around with entitlement mentality. Uh, wow. Because of our time, I will just hurry now. Do hard stuff. Don't run away from difficult tasks. That's where the money is. If you want to make money, you have to do hard stuff. Only a few people are doing the hard stuff. So you have to learn to do the hard stuff. One of our favorite quotes, or my own favorite quote at Bezalel is, we welcome creative challenges. So you must learn to welcome hard stuff. Welcome challenges. Don't shy away from challenges. Earlier today, I was on News Central and I was sharing that challenges are part of the journey. Challenges are part of the journey. So learn to do hard stuff. Welcome challenges. Don't shy away from them. And while you welcome them, it does not mean that you have the ability or you have the strength to overcome them. But welcome it and look for how to overcome it. When you welcome challenges, you will look for a mentor you can talk to help you solve that challenge. You will look for which book do I need to buy to fill this knowledge gap. But when you shy away, you keep doing the menial stuff, you keep earning peanuts, and the person will just be at the base of the pyramid. Play in the Champions League. Play in the Champions League. So if you play in the Champions League, if you play at the top of the game, you need to practice like those guys playing in the Champions League. You need to practice, you need to rehearse, you need to be dedicated to learning. If you want to play in the Champions League, then your personal development has to be intense. It cannot be like everybody else. If you want to earn what nobody is earning, you have to do what nobody is doing. Do hard stuff, invest in yourself, invest in yourself. So thank you so much. Thank you again for having me. We've come to a close of this lesson. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, sir. Please, can we appreciate our speaker? Can I see our appreciation? Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are so glad. Okay, please, because we like to end before or by 9 p.m. We like to end before 9 p.m. If you have any question, can you indicate by raising your hand to ask your question? But before the question, I out of the many things I took out from this session, I heard our speaker say reasons why you must charge higher, and he said if you are married, and I saw that Mr. Yoluwa Ifoluwa was supporting it. Me, I don't understand, Sha, but I will soon understand. I will soon understand. It's fine. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. We are really grateful. If you have any question, please can you indicate by a raise of hand, or you can also use the chat session. Do we have any question? question. It's fine. I guess the lecture was so es- okay. I can see Elisha. You can go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, thank you. Uh, I'm very grateful for this program, and sir, I would like to ask that as a junior data analyst that I am, at times people will come that okay, oh, I want you to help me analyze maybe my project or stuff like that in school. But if I tell them that okay, oh, your money is around 30,000 for me using SPSS or maybe Power BI and other tools for their stuff. Most of them leave, then come back again that no, that okay, I think your price is too cheaper than should I now increase the money or I should just keep it that way, sir?
All right, thank you. So you will remember I said in between the presentation that you must know who you are looking for.
No, don't put it in your mouth. You put it in your
It's
ear.
not just about having something to sell. You have to know who you are looking for. And your question is so much relatable that I'll give
High five.
an example of my communication
Yeah.
with Ayola some time ago. I'm into research writing and project writing, so I do it for money, right? And then at some point, I was in talk with him, and he said, "Okay, these people you are writing for, or that you want to write for, why do you think they will reach out to you?" So one reason is that they probably cannot meet up with deadline. He said, instead of writing for them, why don't you teach them how to write? So by teaching them how to write, you even earn more. I don't know if you get that. So you know who you are looking for, and then you can create different packages from a single service. Just as a data analyst, you can serve the top guys that will pay the amount
High
you charge.
five.
But
Yeah.
then you can also teach other people at the lower part of the triangle. So you teach them, they pay you, and then they go ahead to solve their problem while you earn your big money. So just know who you serve and tailor your service fit for them. You can create different packages from a single service. And like that, you know that you have something that fits for every category.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Okay, just to add to that, we were on a call when we had our series of one-on-one call, career clarity call. So someone he was trying to, teach people how to like running training sessions to teach people how to do research on their own. But he said that he noticed that people were not interested to, you know, to learn how to do these things by themselves. So what you have to do, what I want to draw out from there, and we advise things instead of trying to force them to learn, you can actually do it for them and take your money from it. It's as simple as that. So know the pain point of your audience they want, and you tailor your service or the value you offer towards their pain point, towards solving their pain point. That's just what I wanted to add. Okay, thank you so
yes,
much.
sorry,
It has
just
been
before
a
we go.
wonderful. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Um, just to add to that same question is, you see, you can create different packages from a single service. Know what fits a particular demography and tailor it fits to them. If there's a particular demography that are willing to pay less and you have interest in servicing them, create something that fits for them and is commensurate for that value. If you feel that you are not ready to take the amount they are bargaining for, leave that demography. Go and look for the people that can pay the money you want to earn, because you are not for everybody. uh, my fashion designer is not for everybody, and we that were still patronizing him are praying that God should keep blessing us. You get, so we just have to know that's on a very light note, but we just have to know that we are not for everybody. And I will go back to the pyramid again, Abraham Maslow's pyramid, hierarchy of needs. If you are the bottom of the pyramid, psychological needs, there's little to no shakara that you can do. That's the truth. So we need to plan our startups to leave the bottom of the pyramid. Every day when we wake up, we should look at the process again and again and see how we can leave the bottom of the pyramid. And that's how we can charge or demand the kind of amount we want to demand. Because every day the cost of living is increasing. So you don't want to charge peanuts and then you're looking for the next client again, and that you cannot even afford their ashwebi when they say there's a wedding ceremony. All right, thank you. So over to you, man.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. I don't know if anyone has any other question. Maybe we can use our community. I don't know if we have a first timer. Maybe you're not in our community. This is your first time of joining us. This is your first time of joining any of our webinars. We are After School Academy. You can follow us on our social media handles, Facebook, After School Academy, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Thank you so much for joining us. I also sent the link to join the community in the start session. You can use the link to join our community. We do more of this, and we also have more programs that is tailored to our community members' needs. Thank you very much. It has been a wonderful time with us here. Thank you so much to our guest speaker, Mr. Noob. Thank you so much. We are very grateful. Thank you to all who stayed to this very end. I can see Abdul Hamid. I can see Elizabeth. I can see Deborah, Elisha. I can see Adela Kun, Adesina, Adigun, Olalere. Please forgive me if I don't pronounce your name correctly. I can see Duro Sawu. I can see Kinsley. Thank you so much. Really appreciate. God bless us all and do have a wonderful night's rest. Good night, everyone.